The world we live in today has developed humanity's ability to socialize and interact with more people than ever. With larger communities building, we've had to further facilitate our need to interact with other people at an exponential rate. The only limit was distance and place. However, we've developed the technology that can surpass even those limits, escaping reality itself. Welcome to VRChat. VRChat is a massively multiplayer online game released in February 2017, developed by VRChat Incorporated. It is a social game aimed as a place where people can interact with one another using either a virtual reality headset or a mouse and keyboard. While exploring this new virtual realm, you can encounter a vast population of players in a variety of worlds that could only be seen in books and films when we were kids. Everywhere you'll go, you'll meet amazing people and be able to experience new possibilities with limitless potential. All content and worlds you'll see were made freely by players and for the players. It can be considered as the virtual Wild West, with VRChat allowing players to create and build any worlds they can imagine and become anything they desire. At the touch of a button, you can explore all these brilliant creations with your friends and meet new ones along the way. Over the past few months, I've been able to meet with some amazing people and been amazed by what everyone has offered to the platform. Over this series, we'll be meeting with the players of VRChat and the perspectives of the various roles they play, from the streamers, the memers, the content creators, the world builders, the avatar creators, community advocates, the desktop players, the full body players, friends, loved ones, and more. We'll be giving the spotlight to each one of them and hearing why they have come to love this virtual reality game and to where the platform has led them. Join me as we go on a journey to meet the players of VRChat. Welcome to the Community Spotlight, a small project in where I wanted to ask other players in VRChat about their experience with the game and their interactions with the platform's communities.
VRChat is a social experience that you will not be able to get IRL. I mean, there's not very many situations in real life where you can safely be in the comfort of your home while partying with a penguin right next to you.
This is a great way to meet people and experience them as they experience themselves, the way they want to be experienced.
Ready Player One and all the various VR and sci-fi things out there was the amount of human interaction you could have within that. And that's what VRChat has. That's what I came here for, and it's delivered in spades.
A social place where you can hang out with people and really be yourself, or literally be someone else, something that you want to be, you know?
It's VRChat. I think it's like going outside, you know? It's like leaving your room, leaving your home, and you're going outside. You're talking with people. You're having interactions. You're learning so many things, and you're making friends.
Although VRChat is a free game, it is funded by most virtual reality tech companies, as the game uses virtual reality headsets and other equipment in ways that have yet to be fully developed and explored by other softwares.
With VRChat at least, I think the VR is a big part of it.
And just already think that we managed to put two screens and on a freaking piece of plastic that we can put literally just on our freaking face and see through that a total world that is not this one. Tell me if it's not like kind of magic.
The concept of virtual reality headsets can date back towards the 1950s and was officially developed by Ivan Sutherland in 1965. However, it was with the development of companies such as Oculus and HTC where the technology to transport yourself to digital realms was made possible to the general public. The science behind virtual reality is exceptionally fascinating. Current headsets, most widely bought on the consumer market, are made by HTC, Oculus, and Valve, with most players using an Oculus Rift or a HTC Vive, with or without full body tracking sensors. They each come equipped with their respective controllers and base stations, while using infrared sensors on the headsets and the controls dot around at multiple positions and angles. The base stations scan the room that you're in and wait for responses from the headset and controller. The software uses both the base stations to measure the distances between them and the headset, as well as the distances between the controllers. The software will then determine a rough three-dimensional positioning of where your head is and where your hands are. For various safety concerns, the software also allows you to set up a barrier or a grid in your play space so you're aware of the limits and to avoid any unnecessary collisions. Inside the headset, there are two individual screens and lenses that display the player's environment at slightly separate angles. As we use two eyeballs to determine distance and three-dimensional objects, we are able to interpret these displays as a three-dimensional single object or environment. The headset allows players to view a three-dimensional environment with a horizon that allows us to determine up and down, with a full 360-degree turning view to determine our left, right, forward, and back awareness. The eyes are not the only organ that the headset exploits. One of them can be found inside the ear, in particular the vestibular system, a series of vessels filled with free-flowing fluid that helps us determine our body's positioning and movement. Each of these semicircular canals is filled with fluid that moves to and from their utricle, with a hair cell in each of them. These cells trigger an electrochemical response when the fluid moves with momentum and relays information on position, movement, and balance. However, the main sense that virtual reality exploits is proprioception, our ability to sense, determine, and the awareness of our body and its position. We don't have a perfect sense of it, and it can be easily manipulated. One experiment you can try is known as the rubber hand experiment. You simply take the participant's hand and cover it up with a boxing sheet, while also exposing a fake rubber hand. At this point, although you can't see the hand, you are aware of where it is still. If someone were to take two brushes and touch both your hand and the rubber hand simultaneously, something strange occurs. As you can see the brush touching the rubber hand and feeling the stimulation you'd expect from it, the brain reformulates its cognitive processes, correcting its current awareness of the body to a new state. By combining all these functions together, virtual reality headsets is able to remove the environment, and the controls are able to replace the body by providing a very simple sensory stimulation that feeds into our proprioception for a fully immersive experience.
VR in general, it can be anything you want it to be. It truly can. We have not even begun to really scratch the surface with what can be done. Not only with the technology, but with the programs, what we have created. You know, some of the games that have come out, they still barely touch the surface. You know, as long as you can move something more can be moved.
But a new player, what I would suggest, if you're fresh in, the first thing you should do is hop into an avatar world. Find an avatar you like. You'll get into these avatars, test them out, and then once you find a favorite one, you can favorite them, and then off you go onto your first public world, and you go meet your first couple of people. The best place to start would be, the two most popular places to start would be the presentation room, and then the most popular one pretty much of them all, and where I've met pretty much most of my friends of today would be the Pug. The Pug is the spot or to meet people. If any place is going to be considered the hub of VRChat, that would be it, the Pug. And go in there, just meme with people, sit down with some conversations. You don't even need to speak. Just sit down there, maybe listen on a conversation or something like that. Just get a feel for what's going on. It's a lot of noise at first if you get in a busy instance, but you'll get used to it.
As VRChat aims to explore these possibilities of virtual reality whilst bringing people together, in 2017, the game surged in popularity across social media. However, it was not for the game's initial intentions.
Here I come, rougher than knuckles, the best of them, tougher than knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckle, I don't chuckle.
First started learning about it from the Ugandan Knuckles meme. Of course, every time that I've ran into someone and asked them, how did you know about VRChat? Ooh, the Ugandan Knuckles. You know the way, brother. But, stay in the menu.
The online meme, known as the Ugandan Knuckles, grew in popularity and drew a lot of attention to VRChat, and can be seen as a controversial topic amongst the community today.
That was the reference of the Uganda Knuckles. Is from an old video of a bad movie that was made in Uganda.
The meme has many roots and was developed over many sources collaborating. The first was from a YouTuber known as Virtually Vain, in a video for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. He quotes and references a movie made in 2010 known as Who Killed Captain Alex. In 2017, a YouTuber, Gregzilla, made an animation depicting the character Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog, and the image became widely popular. Meanwhile, on Twitch, Virtually Vain's video and the movie it references grew in popularity among players in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It was common for viewers to stream snipe high-profile players and raid them, most commonly quoting the Ugandan movie or simply shouting, Over on Gregzilla's side, a fan created a three-dimensional model of his Knuckles animation design using Unity and made it available to use and upload freely through DeviantArt. A YouTuber named Stalsby took the model to VRChat, whilst following the current Twitch and PUBG trend. The video went viral, and its use of the Ugandan Knuckles spread across all social media, while VRChat got all the attention. With all this exposure, VRChat experienced a huge spike in new players.
The Knuckles memes in 2017. So basically all those YouTube videos and all those like streamers that were like just going crazy with all the roleplay and stuff.
Told you about.
That meme was kind of prolific. Yeah, it invaded the internet, and it was hard to avoid it.
I went on VRChat for like just a week as a meme because it was the biggest like meme back then. I think a bunch of people did.
It was kind of indirect. So I used to go on a forum a lot, and they created a thread where it's like saying this VRChat is getting big, and that thread kind of blew up with people posting loads of different videos of like people like Jerry Bagels.
Until it was actually Drumsy's skits on YouTube that I was just like, okay, maybe I should actually check this out, and jumped in, and the rest is history.
Although the meme may have been seen as controversial, it did have concerns raised about the political nature of the Ugandan Knuckles. The new player base began to build communities and bring in efforts of many talented individuals that have made VRChat the adventure it is today.
And I heard a lot about VRChat, and I was like, what the hell is VRChat? I'm just looking at videos on YouTube. And the first thing that I saw, there's like a Knuckles tank coming out of nowhere, turning around, started screaming in Russian. I was like, what the hell did I just look at? And I was like, this is interesting.
So I kind of started to learn about what VRChat was through that, and then all those Knuckle memes that started coming out. But it's quite popular on the forum and just the internet overall.
Was the Knuckles meme initially, and then afterwards just getting a paycheck and was like, I want VR. And the main game was like VRChat, so I mean, like That's where I got on and started playing. So yeah.
When I found out that we could do like custom avatars, that's what got me interested the most. So the avatar I'm wearing now is the avatar I made before I even logged into the game. Just because I just wanted to use this avatar as like, and then yeah, jumped into VRChat alongside like a community from that forum. So we had like our own Discord, which weird enough VR Pill joined straight away as well because he used to browse that forum, and we would basically just meet up in places like Japantown and Cafe LeBlanc and all the old school worlds that were like really popular at the time. Yeah, and that's pretty much how I got in. But
can people without VR actually play, or is it just like a thing that is restricted? As soon as they see people in desktop like doing like freaking T-pose or like standing there moving their body up and down, I was like, that person doesn't have VR. So I just jumped in and I hopped in VRChat and I was like, well, let's give it a try. And I absolutely loved it. There were memes everywhere, sparkly things around. And I was like, I just fucking love this shit. Like, let's keep moving. Let's keep doing this.
And on January of 2019 is when I decided to give VRChat another try because I found a YouTube channel named Lullathon. And I started noticing on how funny and enjoyable his content was. And I'm just like, what game is this? I look into it. It's VRChat. So I'm like, okay, so if this is VRChat and how much evolved and all that stuff, then, you know, I might give it another try. After seeing how much VRChat has changed and how more stable it's been before, like, ever since of 2018, I kind of just never left it.
I want to talk to these people and I want to hear what they have to say about the community and to show that this game is much more than just a meme.
A lot of people will look at the community and get it misinterpreted by two things. They'll see the Knuckles meme and they'll also see a huge lewd trend. They'll think everything's super lewd and stuff like that. And that's what it's all about. It's not. And I'm about to tell you why. This community, for the year that I've been a part of it, in the last year, we ended up raising around $90,000 to $100,000 roundabouts. That's a rough estimate by my part, not exact numbers. But that's given the really big donations that I know have existed that have totaled up to around 77K, and then I'm kind of including the other like numbers in there as like smaller streamers that were a part of the community that have contributed to charity, or when we gave money to other individuals down on their luck. That's a charity I'm including too. So over around 80, 90, 100K or so of dollars to charity. That's what this community has done. We've done, in the 1 year that I've been a part of it, we have raised that much money for charity. I personally was a part of a charity drive with 50 streamers who got together who managed to raise 11K for the Toys for Tots.
Next time, we'll be hearing from the different kinds of players to see what they want from the game and how they also give and interact with it. We'll be talking with the creators that build the worlds you see, the avatars you become, and the entertainment you watch.
Rougher than Knuckles, the best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they Knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckle, feel the right then the knuckle chuckle.
Born on an island in the heavens, the blood of my ancestors flows inside me. My duty is to save the flower from evil deterioration. Yeah.
I will be the one to set your knuckle free true. Cleanse yourself with them evil knuckles that's in you.
Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instincts are the elements that keep me going. I am fighting my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, no, no.
I will be the one to set your knuckle free true. Cleanse yourself with them evil knuckles that's in you.
Sup, superstars? Hey, how's it going? I'd like to thank everyone who helped me out on this project and made this small project become something much, much bigger and more than I could ever hope for. I'd like to thank everyone you've seen in this series. Now, although I will finish this series, I do also wish to continue making more videos further in the future. If you want to help support me and future videos, please head over to either my Patreon or head over to my Twitch for some more content and live streams. No worries. Well, thank you all so much and take care. Toodaloo.